What's going on, everybody? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy RC. This is the RC9 at 9, and we have a special guest for you guys today. Yes, we have the founder of Black Owned NJ, Mr. Kevin Stoute himself. Y'all know the Facebook group, Black Owned NJ. Yes, we are here. We're going to interview him. We're going to get up close and business personal. And you know, we'll get into some other things. This is going to be a good one tonight. So you know the rules. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell another friend to come on in. You know, there's no other better place to be than with the RC9 y'all. So just share this group, share this page, and we'll get right into it. We're going to see if the man of the hour could get back in here. I know we was having some technical difficulties, but we should be all right now. Let's see. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's doing great. Hope all the entrepreneurs out there making that money, connecting, networking, doing what y'all do. Yes, here we go. The man is back in here. Let's get to it. See if we can get him back on.
All right, all right.
There we go. There we go. There we go.
My apologies.
Here we go. What's
Got a
going
little
on,
technical
sir?
difficulties there. How you been, man? It's so long.
How you been, man? Yes, sir. Let me get this squared away over here. All right.
Yeah.
I know that
Yeah,
they were trying to stop us from getting in, man.
Yeah. I had to move some things around. I'm on my phone now. I'm all good now. All good.
What's going on, Mr. Kevin Stoute, ladies and gentlemen? Mr. Kevin Stoute is in the building. Black Owned NJ. Yes, sir. You can hear me clear?
Right. I can hear you. Thank you so much for having me on tonight, brother.
No doubt. Anytime, man. Just had to get you on here. You know, touch base. You know, we haven't seen each other in a good minute. You know,
It's been a minute. It's been a minute. Yeah.
You know, there's been a lot of life changes. People starting families, having kids, everything else.
Yeah.
It's definitely good to see you. We're going to get right into it. And for those who get checked in right now, you're tuning into the RC9 at 9, RC9 interviews. We here live with Kevin Stoute of Black Owned New Jersey. You know, your favorite Facebook group over here, and also business for all the Black entrepreneurs. So we're going to get right into it. But first, I want everybody to know who's in the room. Y'all see the question mark at the bottom. If you have any questions or any comments, please feel free to go ahead and punch in your questions, and I'll get to it later on during the interview. And also, the airplane, go ahead and share it with a friend. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell another friend, another entrepreneur. Come on in, because this is the best place to be right now, RC99. Let's get it. So, Mr. Kevin Stoute.
All right, let's get it, man.
Welcome, sir. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here, man.
Yes, sir. I'm glad to have you here. So, how's everything going, man? You know, like I said, it's been a while. Just want to, before we get into, the whole BONJ and life, during this time, just want to know how you doing. How's the family? How's everybody?
Everybody's good. We've been maintaining with everything that's going on with COVID-19 and quarantining and virtual schooling and all that jazz. I just want to give props out to all the teachers out there. It's one thing to know stuff, and it's a whole nother thing to try to teach it, man. I'm trying to work through something that's math. It's Common Core. It ain't common to me. Hey, listen, we hit the point now. We're telling ourselves, look, you're gonna carry that one.
Not talking about it, man. Now the teacher may be able to fight for their salary increases and raises, because we see now what they're going
Give
through.
them anything they want.
Give them their money. Give them the bags and palm bags, because this stuff is, it's a whole nother level of patience to be a teacher.
Oh yeah. It's not easy. It's not easy. So, but we're doing well. I mean, we're blessed. None of us have gotten sick that we know of. If we did, it was we weren't showing any symptoms or anything. So we're not going to look at this as being the down period. It's an opportunity. It's an opportunity for us as a family. Like, we've been spending more time together than ever before, because just certain things change and you get to be home more.
That's right.
We're taking advantage of it.
And that's all we could do. You
That's all
know,
you can do.
in the face of adversity, just you take advantage of the opportunities. You know, you adjust fire. You know, like back in the military, you say, you know, you adjust your fire. You know, the target moves and things change. You adjust your fire.
Yep.
Reshift your focus and go ahead and execute. It's life.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, you know, a lot of things is going on with this COVID-19. You know, people lost their lives and were affected by it. But even in the midst of the trials and the tribulations, there are a lot of people who have been triumphant in this time. And you know, that's what we're going to talk about. You know, especially entrepreneurs. And we're talking about the Black community at large, and how people were just rising up and taking ownership and taking grabbing their life by the horns and riding that bull.
Yeah, and it's a bull. I mean, we've been down that road. We've done, we've had our entrepreneurial visions. We've done, and everyone who's had their own business, they know that one thing ain't going to get it. How rare is it for your first business to be the one that gets it?
Right.
You got to learn how to pivot. You got to learn how to, like you said, adjust your adjust
your sights, adjust your focus,
adjust fire.
Yeah, definitely.
And, for COVID, for some people, it's been, negative on their business. And for a lot of others, I mean, I know people who've started, cleaning businesses because of it. And like, it's thriving for them now.
Right.
So, it's all about finding that new opportunity. There's always going to be opportunity.
Definitely, the new opportunity, indeed. And even starting this up. So I know that entrepreneur spirit. I gotta have an entrepreneur spirit for you to start something up like this. But I just want to take it back just a little bit, not too far back, but in your own entrepreneur journeys, even before this. Like, what are some businesses and things that you have ventured off into before this?
Yeah, we've got a history, Ryan. We've known each other for a long time, over 20 years, and probably over 30 years.
Right.
Hey, listen, I don't want to date us because you still look like you're 20. So.
I'm trying to drink my water and stuff.
There you go. Look, I got to stay hydrated too, man. It didn't help my hair stay on, but
that's why I cut mine off. Mine's gone, man.
Oh man, yeah, we was in the back bleachers for a minute, so
right.
And get rid of that. But yeah, no. So a long time ago, I've when me and my brothers, when we were kids, like I remember me and my older brother, we got together. We said, "Listen, man, we can't get no GI Joe monies if we can't get no GI Joe men if we ain't got no money." So we came up with this idea. We love comic books. We love GI Joes. So how are we going to get it? We're going to go out. We formed our own landscaping company. We made these nice little flyers and everything, handed them out. We went on a few jobs in our neighborhood. We were cutting grass and everything, and then we encountered this one particular job. The woman kind of took advantage of us. We were probably 12 and 13 at the time, or 11 and 13 at the time, and it was just it was. Man, she had us raking leaves. We were there for like 2.5 days, like raking leaves.
Probably slave wages.
For like 11-year-old prices, because we thought, $20-$30 was a big deal. And she was like, "You're going to rake these leaves." And, it turned out, my mom came up, straightened it all out. She said, "Look, my boys are going home and you're going to pay them." And that's it. They've been here for 2 days. But long story short, that was our first lesson in entrepreneurship. And, we learned lessons there. And, it kind of planted that seed in us then to know that, we can always work outside of the dynamics of getting a job or and we can be our own boss. And, we can set our bar wherever we want. So from there, years later, after leaving college, I don't want to say graduating because that didn't happen. But
it didn't happen for me either. I attended it for me while back at the ranch.
Yeah. So after leaving, me and a group of friends, we opened up a cell phone store, and there were a lot of lessons learned there too. Because I talked a lot in the group about young entrepreneurs, and that not being age indicative, it's more of just being green and just not knowing certain things, and we weren't very professional. And we learned a lot of that along the way. Like in the course of that, we learned how to write a business plan. We learned that your business can't be a hangout. We learned a lot of different things.
Right.
And the lessons there kind of just kept planting seeds. And fast forward years later, I had my own business. It was a service trade industry. I'd tell you what it was, but nobody knows about vinyl sign decals and whatnot. So long story short was, the lesson that I learned there for me personally was it was a one-man show. I wasn't able to take the step from that to the next level where, now you have multiple employees and you're going out and doing all these things. So there's the long answer, which you got, was there were a lot of different things. And there were a lot of different, I'm sure there's people out there that have done MLM too. And there were a lot of those in between because you're always just trying to find that way to get to the next level. So
wow,
there's been a lot of experience there since about 11. I've been an entrepreneur.
Yeah, and it's funny. I think about my entrepreneurial skills and different things that you like, whether it's job, whether it's corporate, whether it's blue collar, white collar, whether it's like you said, even as a kid, I was a part of this company called Olympia Sales Club, where I would just sell stuff. You learn certain sales skills and entrepreneurial skills, and that spirit gets in you at a younger age. And I realized how all those years of experience from early on, like you said, when you was like 11, 12, 13, 14, and how it all comes to play now as an adult. And even now in the day and age we're in right now, how more so, we just ready and right because of all that experience. I just think what happened now with this COVID-19 and how everybody's coming together, with the Black Lives Matter movement, where everything's going on, how everything was just ripe and ready to help evolutionize us to to the next level, the next level, or to get back where we used to be, because we was that as a community of Black people at one time. We had everything on our own, and somehow it just dispersed. But that's why we're thankful for the organization that you have founded, Black owned NJ, because it's definitely needed. We need a solid network, and I'm so glad that you were able to create something. So definitely want to touch on that right now. Even with all your experiences, I know that you also are a professional firefighter,
right?
As well. Yeah. So you have that going on. You have a wife. You have kids. So how did you find the time, effort, and energy to create this? But not only how did you find the time, what actually prompted you to get this going?
So in regard to the time wasn't something I thought about at the time that I made the group. In the comic book world, they talk about your origin story. So the origin story of BONJ was, with all the with everything that's been happening to the Black community in terms of police violence, BONJ came about probably a week or two after George Floyd, I was laying in bed and about to go to sleep for the night, and for about a week there was just this anger that was welling in my spirit, and it just needed something. And I've always been an entrepreneur, and I've always thought the way to begin the change in the Black community would be through economics. And if we could just invigorate, if we could support our own entrepreneurs, then that would be the catalyst for systemic change within local communities. Because if we can keep that dollar in the community, over and over like it does in a lot of other communities, now we're sharing that wealth. It becomes exponential rather than just the one-time dollar spent, or just the no time where it goes out of the community. So I was lying in bed, and all these thoughts are going through my head. I'm like, what, this is what we need to do. And then suddenly it just hit, I don't know what, like, I'm not a very religious person, so I don't want to sit here and profess that, oh, God told me to. I felt divine intervention, though. I felt like, the universe, or whatever you want to call it, something said, like, all right, this is when, make this group right now. Make this group before you go to sleep. I was about to go to sleep, so I took my phone, I'm in the bed, my wife looks at me, she's like, what are you doing? I said, I'm just doing something on Facebook real quick. I'm making a group. I think this is it. So in my mind, what was going to happen was, over time, we would get to about 10, 20,000, and we can start making some real change. What happened in actuality was, we were just ripe in that moment for people to feel compelled to come out and do something. And that something just happened to be to support other entrepreneurs. So I went from inviting 80 people initially to when I woke up in the morning, it was I think 300 or 400 or so.
Okay.
And then the next day, it was just like rapid exponential growth. Like the people spoke, and the people said, "This is what we need." So within a
Wow.
week, we grew to 100,000 people strong. Within a
In
month,
1 week.
within a week, I think it was a week or 10 days, something within that. It was some crazy growth right up front, because this is, I think. What happened was I was just the conduit for something that a lot of people felt was necessary. And
Wow.
I know there's other groups out there, and I know that I listen, there's nothing original about what I did. It just happened to be the right place, right time, right spirit was working through everyone. And the energy that was in the group originally was so clean and so pure that it just became contagious, where other
Right.
people just jumping in, and people were, supporting one another and loving on one another. And I we struggle now because we have this, it's a national vision. So we struggle
Right.
now with, all right, so how do you organically recreate something that was so emotional? And so it's something that we're still working on, but that's our origin story. And it was literally
So
something that, it was just a feeling that needed to be done.
so in this whole making of this group, so like you said, you were in the bed one day, and you just felt the need to make it happen. You followed that prompt, and you went on and created this group. So when you created the group, what was the first content that was put on the group? What information did you put on there? Like, did you just put a name? You had the name off the bat, or did you just like put
Everything just kind of rolled at that moment. Like it's,
what was your description when you made the page? What was your like the thing that you wanted people to know about this group other than Black owned NJ?
the about us has been the same since day one. So,
Okay.
I mean, it
Okay.
probably needs some revamping because some things in our mission are, I mean, it's still the same, but we probably should clarify a little bit more some things. But no, it's basically, we wanted to create a platform that people could feel comfortable and could feel that they could, support local entrepreneurs. And the whole Black-owned New Jersey just came to me. It was just, it's simple. I mean, we're talking about Black-owned businesses in New Jersey, like Black-owned New Jersey. That's it.
Right.
In terms of, we had someone early on in the group that came out and helped us with the logo. And,
Nice.
just from there, we were able to really like create a brand and say, hey, this is what we stand for. We stand for supporting one another. We stand for positive energy. We stand for, reinvigorating Black and brown communities. And we try to keep that message very simple because we understand there are other movements. We understand that BLM is ginormous. We understand that they attack, different fronts, political fronts, and whatnot. We try to, we stay in our lane.
Right.
We try to make sure that we're focused on the main thing. If you keep the main thing, you can get more accomplished. So that's kind of where we stay. So we didn't really feel a need to change too much about our mission.
Okay. And that was good. You staying true, authentic. Like you said, you staying in your lane, which is important because sometimes when people start seeing numbers, they tend to do too much, And it's the old saying, they say less is more. And like you say, you keeping your main thing. You stay in your lane, and I believe you're staying in the same spirit that you did when you first created the page, was you felt had that prompting. You went and made it happen, and it's that like the old movie, Field of Dreams. Is that if you build it, they will come.
Yeah, exactly. You got it right on. And it's kind of exactly how it was. So we've been, adapting to different situations, and a lot of it, the first couple of months was just playing catch up. You don't plan for a group that large,
right?
I mean, maybe some people
that's
do.
What I want to touch on real quick. You say you don't plan for a group that large. So all right, so you say you've seen a couple of hundred come on, then the next thing, a couple thousand, then in a week, 100,000. Like, what is your mind going through at this time? Because you were not, obviously, you were not prepared for 100,000 people in 1 week. So did you like have immediate anxiety?
Well, it's funny. That Monday, I think it was, someone texted me, or maybe I think it may have been my wife Katie, and was like, we're at 30,000. And I was like, wait, what? What happened? Like, this was a Friday night thing. It's Monday now. It's 30 something thousand. And it's like, All right, so it was something that you plan on down the road.
Right.
We didn't expect to have to you know form the organization as quickly as it had to form, but you deal with it. There's a lot of anxiety involved. You're absolutely spot on with that. There's some stress level involved, but what we've been doing is getting more people involved, keeping it more grassroots, kind of delegating a lot more and spreading on the some of that responsibility, because at the end of the day, this is, it's a free group. Right now, we're creating a platform. So we ask that, people pitch in. And right now we have about 70 volunteer moderators that, I mean, kudos to these people that a lot of them didn't know me from a can of paint. They just, stepped out on faith and said, hey, this is someone that I'm feeling what they're doing, and I'm giving them something more valuable than anything else, and that's my time. So we appreciate everything that they do, because they go through thousands of pending posts and just trying to get that content out.
And that's what I want to ask you too. So the people who are the moderators and on an admin team, how do you what is your process other than okay, come on board, you want to help out? Or do you have a certain process into scanning people?
So yeah, there's a bit of a process. When it first started, I'll be frank, there wasn't a lot of process because we found ourselves behind so much. So the first wave of moderators that came on, it was a lot of people that I knew. It was people I knew, I trusted, but there was a lot of people also that I didn't know. With a lot of that, there was just a kind of like, all right, first let's look at their profile. Let's see, is this a real person first and foremost? But we didn't turn away a lot of people that wanted to help, because one of the first things we did was we set up a Zoom to have a moderator training. I made a PowerPoint presentation, like this is what we're expecting, in terms of what goes out. We formed some rules as far as posting rules, because and we get flack for it. But one thing that I've noticed with other groups is that sometimes the posting in those other groups gets a little crazy, and it kind of it devalues the whole group. You get saturated with spam, or you get saturated with other things, negativity and things like that, and it kind of moves you away from your mission and your vision. And that's one thing that we refuse to compromise on, because we know that this movement is bigger than it's bigger than a Facebook group. It's a movement. Absolutely. And so we're not willing to compromise on some things.
Absolutely. So, and that's the thing, not compromising it, keeping it simple and keeping it true to what it's supposed to be, Black owned NJ. So now, I'm a part of the group. Obviously, I'm in there and I'm seeing other things, and it feels good when people know you for your craft and you're getting tagged and stuff. Say, hey, do you know this? And do you know that? Your name getting tagged and stuff. And you get to really, it's always good energy every time I come in, and I see a lot of people really utilizing for what it was created to be. So shout out to all the entrepreneurs who are checked in on there. Shout out to you for, really taking a lead and creating a platform that we can feel comfortable with, but also, combine our resources and keep that money circulating in our community. And that's a big thing, to utilize one another, because so many times we go out, and there's nothing wrong going out, but it's good to make sure we put money back into our community. Just the other day, I want to touch it real quick. You had a great seminar, small business seminar that you had posted about and that you were in on. Talk about that real quick, if you may.
Yeah, we've been fortunate enough because of some of the, honestly, because of the amount of people that are in the group, and how positive the whole group is. We've been invited on a couple of webinars, one given through the NJRA and one through the NJEDA. And without going into what the acronyms stand for or whatever, because I'm sure people just aren't all that interested, but these are government agencies that are working with and through the state and getting grant money out to entrepreneurs. So Tara Dowdell from the Tara Dowdell group, she's been hosting these webinars through these different agencies, and she's been able to, she reached out, her team reached out to me and wanted to know if I'd be interested in, helping promote these webinars. And it's been very good. I don't know the final numbers on how many people, but if just one business got a grant out of that through BONJ, it thrills my heart, because that's, for me, that's what I really get off on with this group, because obviously I'm not an entrepreneur right now. I'm a guy who works 2 jobs, and, you know, I just saw a need, and I decided, hey, let's fill the need. But seeing some of the stories that happen in BONJ, some drive you to tears. It's like to see what we had, an experience where somebody they needed money very badly, and they were at wit's end, and they posted their business. They were able to make enough in sales to stay in their house. Like,
wow.
So you see stuff like that, and it just moves your spirit to say that, hey, you know what? People are connecting the way that we envision them connecting, and it's changing people's lives. So I know I deviated kind of from talking about the
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
But that I'm gonna be all over the place, right?
Hey, you know what? It's all right, because you know, I mean, it's such a great time, and it's a great moment. You know, it's got to be a rewarding feeling just to know that you are a part of something that's helping. Literally, like, it's over what, 220,000 members in the group.
Yeah, we're I think we're edging close to 220,000. It's a
lot in the group right now. So let me see. It's about 205K. It says 205,000 members in the group right now. So that's a lot of families right there.
That's a lot of families. And, you know, a lot of it is people supporting, people coming out to say, hey, you know what, I want to support, you know, Black businesses. And that to me, it speaks more than anything else, because you know what, there's been Black entrepreneurs since, you know, 1690, well, probably not 1690, since the late 1700s, but there was somebody back then was probably finding a way to make some money somehow. We are
about the womb
entrepreneurs.
entrepreneurs.
Yeah. We find a way.
Right.
But
we definitely find a way.
You know, it's moving to see, though, that there are so many people who want to support. So we don't always consider ourselves, you know, a directory for entrepreneurs. We consider ourselves more of, you know, a directory for the consumer to find what they're looking for. I think when you go through something like this and you try to identify who your customer really is, we've had a lot of conversations about, you know, who is our real customer? Is it the entrepreneur? Is it the actual consumer? Because you know, people are going to do business. An entrepreneur is going to do business. They're going to advertise. They're going to list somewhere. It may not necessarily be with us, but they're going to list somewhere. But if we can find a way to take all the consumers and say, this is why it's important to shop in our communities, then, you know, we've probably have identified that this is our customer. We need to service this side and say, hey, we need to keep them engaged, keep them moving in a way that they want to, you know, continue to support. Because a good friend of mine said, you know, it's the action taken in between, you know, the reactions is what's going to make the real long-term difference.
Okay.
So, you know, it's cyclical at this point. You know, every 6 months or so, there's going to be some sort of thing that happens to one of us.
Right.
And everyone gets angry, and then it goes away, and then it happens again. So
what
we're trying to do is make those emotions, those feelings, those reactions that happen in the moment last longer than a moment. So I think we're on to something just based on the way that the group is going.
And I definitely agree. You know, it's always saying, it says the word of mouth is the best form of advertising. And the fact that you're saying that this is a consumer-based network, because a lot of people come on it. You go in here any given time, like, does anybody know a good hairdresser? Does anybody know a good braider? Anybody know a good photographer? And so you see more people asking, and then other people who are in the room, they'll go and tag people they know who are good at this. So it's almost like a better business, a better consumers bureau. Pretty much. You rely on the consumers to, you know, qualify or just approve certain companies or, you know, businesses that they say, yeah, these people are good. Go ahead and try them out. So it's like you're putting the power in the hand of consumer instead of the power being in the hand so much of the entrepreneur or the business itself.
Right.
So I definitely think what you guys got going on is a great thing. We also got after the Facebook group, you guys opened up the Instagram page, which we're on now.
Right.
And I hope, everybody, is active on it. We know you could be more active on Facebook because of the posting and things of that nature. Um, and your numbers have grown, over 8,000 members on the Instagram page right now, pushing for that 10.
Yeah, if you guys aren't following, if you're on and you're not following our Instagram page, please follow right now. We try to get it out there that the importance of our Instagram and our Facebook page, we have a page and a group, is we need a public face and we need something to push our information out there. So what we do with the Facebook page and with the Instagram is we'll feature businesses periodically, mainly the ones that are listed in our free directory, which is at www.blackownednj.com. Sign up there. We're the biggest directory of Black-owned businesses in New Jersey. We have close to 800 Black-owned businesses on there. The approach that we took, I think, was key in just keeping it local for right now, because spending money out of state and whatnot isn't always it isn't going to cause our money to recirculate in the community. But I don't turn myself into a circle where I lost my
No,
main
you're
point,
good. Like, no, because what Black-owned NJ, because I actually was on there. I'm on there, logged in as a member. But I want to know, it's a free directory. How do people actually get their business on the actual website, or is it just a reserve for the?
It's not as easy to navigate. We're pretty grassroots, and a lot of the funds that we have spent thus far have come from personal pockets. We've done some fundraising. It's yielded some results. Right now, we're trying to get to the next point where we can revamp our website directory, and also we have some other plans in the works to make this even better for everyone involved. But in terms of adding something onto our directory, if you go to the search page, if you look right above the map, there's a plus signal. It's add or plus. And if you hit that, it's going to prompt you to create a login or a sign up. You sign up there, and it'll give you your password, and you can add your company into there.
And you said when you go on the actual website, where is it at? Because I remember signing on to the account. I did sign up my name information.
Right. Right. So if you signed up in the past, you may have to just get your password again.
Okay, got it.
Some people lost their password and they weren't able to get back in and stuff like that. So shoot me a message later, and I'll walk it right. I'll walk you through. Yeah.
I definitely think everybody should get on there. We definitely have to support that. Also, you said a lot of this is coming out of personal funds, and you're doing a little fundraisers here and there. But I definitely want to encourage everybody to go out and support, because I do know you guys have merchandise. I see tote bags and T-shirts and things of that nature.
Yeah. So we started with a little merchandise. There's T-shirts, there's coffee cups, there's the sweatshirts. We got a lot of different merchandise. So the goal with that was to put out enough, so that we could start to pay for some of these things. Because really what we want to be able to create is something that, transcends the way that directories have been done in terms of Black-owned business in the past. We want to make this something that, it changes the whole game. So with that, it costs money, unless there's some tech people out there that want to spend some hours for us.
Right, and that's right. Put it out there.
We accept all volunteers.
Listen, I'm looking at the website right now. Y'all even got Black-owned NJ socks.
Yeah.
I said, I might have to get a pair of those for the wintertime. I like those actually.
Yeah.
These are pretty good, and what y'all doing, you can see that you're putting time into it. You're really being intentional about what you're doing. Like, some people put together groups and they just throw stuff up there and just trying to, just do the most, and it's not quality. But I see how everything's laid out. This is the excellent quality website, and you guys are doing a thing. And I just hope everybody who's chimed in to pass on the word, let everybody know about the Instagram page as well. To go and support the Black-owned NJ, because I know it could get costly. We need to support it, because you guys have given us so much. It's only right that we help and aid in this, and not just take, but also pour back into the platform that's given us so much and giving us opportunities, like you guys have given us. Yeah. So I just want to say thank you for that. We did have a question here in the comment box. BA agency said, will Black-owned NJ be giving out business awards?
We're not at that point yet. We do want to do things where we get to that point. So I see a lot of requests for a pop-up. Yeah, no,
Right.
we were trying to get one together for October with COVID and everything. We want to err on the side of caution. We don't want BONJ to be responsible for a COVID outbreak.
Right.
That's
Can you
bad
imagine?
press.
Wow.
So we're looking at some events in the future, but that's all going to be kind of determined by what happens with COVID. So some of the things we are looking at are doing, we threw out the idea of having something like a Blacktoberfest or something where,
Okay.
we could get together a lot of our entrepreneurs. We could have, some seminars happening in some area of it, just kind of taking some of the greener entrepreneurs and offering, because one of the big things that we want to do and we recognize there's a need for in our community is to have access to some of these resources that train and teach our newer entrepreneurs how business is conducted, like what paperwork needs to be filed. This is how you market. This is why you want to be an LLC, an S corp, or what have you. So we want to be able to provide those resources. So the ultimate dream for BONJ is to have a headquarters where we could do that live and in person, and have people teaching these courses and assisting, and maybe have shared offices, have think spaces, where some of these greener entrepreneurs can come in and say, look, I have a meeting. I don't have a brick and mortar location right now. I don't have the reason. Yeah, so you can schedule a time to go and use this office space so you can be professional in front of other people.
Right.
So there's a lot going on, and it's not going to end with Black-owned businesses. We're talking about Black-owned blocks in the future. We're talking about
Right.
God
The
willing,
vision
Black-owned
is
schools
big.
in the future. Like the vision's big, but it all starts here with us,
Right.
getting together with each other.
Definitely. The vision is big, and that's why it's important for us to come together and really get on board. So I know you have the moderators, you have the admin on the Facebook page, but if people want to submit, their skills and talents and send in their resumes to help out in any capacity that you guys may need, where can they send their resume to?
Well, thus far, people have been DMing me, which that's great, and that's what it is for now. There's a lot of the background stuff that we could still use help with in terms of forming the organization and just getting a lot of things finalized in the background, and forming a better division of labor, because right now we're still moving around some things, trying to make the group work better for everyone, because the vision it goes past the group too. To be quite frank, the group is where we are now. We want to be able to be past the group. We want the organization to stand alone, and the group to just
Gotcha.
Well, in terms of the organization being bigger than the group, because at current, group is the organization right now. So once BONJ has a headquarters and everything, the group is always going to be here. And they're going to be we have our eyes already on surrounding areas. We're talking Black-owned Pennsylvania, Black-owned Delaware, Black-owned New York.
All right, let's get it.
We want chapters. We want 50 chapters. That's our goal. That's our mission, and that's coming to fruition. So in the near future, we're going to be identifying leaders in surrounding areas to kind of say, hey, this is the template and this is what we expect, and let's start it. Let's start it, because there's a need. There's a need everywhere. I don't care if it's Montana, Black-owned Montana. Let's get those four guys together and support each other, you know?
Wow. So I know right now that the group on Facebook is currently it's big in a group. I don't want to just, keep talking about the group, but the group is what we have right now.
Right.
That I can identify with. It's currently private. Is it a reason why you kept the group on private?
So that Friday night when I was kind of sitting around and figuring out how I wanted to do this, so it was there were considerations on both sides of the. So the reason why we kept it private was to kind of keep the trolls and the scam artists at minimum, to be quite frank. We wanted this to spread via word of mouth. So really everyone that's in the group somehow was invited by the first 80. It's like 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon or whatever. So um, it all started there. So we kept it private and we kept it invite only to just kind of, it helped during the early stages of monitoring who was coming in without having the resources to actually accept every person coming in. We figured that would be the best way to do it. So it's amazing how quickly it grew in spite of it being, you know, private. And maybe that helped out, you know, maybe that's one of those, you know, Apple marketing
Right.
where like, oh, well, if it's shh, then everybody's going to want to be in it. But we
Right.
just thought it was best for the environment. We're very protective of the environment. We actually, it's when we see things, the very few negative things that happen in the group, when we see it happening, I wish you guys could be in the moderator chat when we see people are up, like the horns are up, people are ready to like hit the streets, roll up the sleeves. Like, I can't believe somebody would come in here doing negative stuff.
Wow.
So no, we're very protective of it. We want to maintain, you know, that positive environment, because too often, you know, us as the people, we're hit with negative stereotypes and stigmatisms that, you know, listen, we don't do that here. We don't do that. I don't want people in here talking about, oh, well, that's why you can't do this with the black movies. That's why. No. We're here to support and we're here to get better. So
Right.
let's no trolls. Let's keep the
Right.
scam artists out.
Keep the positive energy. Keep
The
it.
positive energy, because
Mhm.
that's how you maintain between the moments.
Right. Wow. That's, and, you know, I can only imagine how much you guys have on your plate. Just with the responsibilities, you have the moderators. Like, it's so much going on behind the scenes, but you probably can't even, don't have enough time to address right now. But being the founder of this group, and now it's becoming bigger than life, it's helping so many people. Do you find that many doors open up for you to be the voice for the Black and Brown community? And I'm talking about as far as not such as as far as webinars and being included in that, which is a great opportunity to be invited to that, but also to sit at, you know, council meetings, or going to being able to have access to places that affect the Black and Brown community. So now they know that Kevin Stoute, you the founders, you have, you know, you created this, so, you know, now it's like you're an influencer, so to speak. You a Jersey Johnny right now, so you have doors open.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen, at the end of the day, there were points very early on in this group where that question was posed, where there were, you know, quote unquote opportunities to do different things that I felt would have taken the mission away from where it should be. We were approached by people who, you know, from a lot of different arenas that wanted to kind of morph what was happening because of, you know, how many people were here. So I say all that to say that, you know, where I'm not sure where this road is going to go. I do know that I'm not going to deviate from my navigation in terms of where the vision is headed. So, I mean, would I be open to being more active in the Black and Brown community? Absolutely. I don't know if that takes me outside of the realm of what I'm doing now, though. And to be quite frank, I mean, am I qualified? There's a lot that goes into it that, you know,
Yeah.
I don't think that I could, you know, I don't think I can say yes or no to that question right now, but, you know, I'm completely open to doing more for the community. And where that lies, I don't know, but I'm here, and I'm here for you guys. I'm here for all 205,000 of you.
And that's good. Kevin, you're a humble guy. You're very intentional. You're a family man. I know that your wife and your kids are proud of what you're doing. I know they have your full support. They're right there alongside of you. Not only you are helping the community at large with businesses, but you also out there saving lives. You're a fireman, so we know that you have it in your heart, that compassion to help and to save people and to rescue. So you're doing that in your professional life, and you're doing it on a social life. So, you know, social media, virtually, definitely, once again, commend you for the hard work and all the dedication that you're definitely putting into it, because that cannot be overlooked by any stretch of the imagination. So
no, and I appreciate it, but I'd be remiss if I didn't say this to my beautiful wife, Kadian. This would be nothing without her. She has been the person holding all the paperwork, and she's done so much and put up with so much of my crazy, because I'm the idea guy. I'm like, let's do it. And then she's the person behind the scenes getting it done. So I love you. Thank you so much for everything you do for BONJ. And she's like behind the scenes, like getting it done, putting in the sweat work and everything. We also have a wonderful group of moderators. I can't say that enough. Jonathan Drummond, one of the other admins, his young brother who came in, and like I didn't know him before this, and we've connected so well on this, and he's been taking a lot of the administrative duties and
wow,
and helping out a lot. So I mean, along the path, we've been identifying people, and people have just it's like I guess moths to a flame. Like it's infectious, the desire for people to help out, and and we've been finding, and you reaching out to me and like giving me the opportunity to be on the platform to put the message out even more. It's like people have been coming along, and it's not like I was going to do a live the other day, and I had this whole thing like, look, I want to tell people this is not my group. This is your group. You guys made it. You guys are making it what it is. You guys are making it so awesome, and like it's. Every time a need has come up in this group, it's been answered from somewhere else. Like just when things happen and we're worried about resources or something like that, it's like, all right, boom, here comes this person who just answers that need. So we're very blessed.
Do you ever so right now in your daily life, your face is not out there as much, but people recognize who you are, and they recognize now that you're attached to it. It seems like you said, the group is even bigger than any one individual. But do you get approached by people who don't even know you on the street now? Like, ain't you that BONJ guy? Ain't you that?
It's only happened once. And it was
really
no, we were it was Jonathan and I. We met up to chop it up and talk about the future of BONJ, and we actually went to Montclair Diner that's owned by this brother Elliot Mosby, and it's a black-owned restaurant in Montclair. So if you guys are in the area, go check it out. It's fantastic. So we went out there, and we're sitting there, and he passes by, and he looks at us, and he's like, do I know you guys from somewhere? So I'm sure Jonathan gets approached more than I do, because he's more the face of it. And my personal preference is that I'm not that guy out in the front. So
now, are there any, like, I want to ask you a question, are there any services that you have personally used off of the BONJ that you say, you know what, I need this, let me go look on my own group and see what's out there?
Yeah. Every time I turn around, if I identify a need, I mean, if it's soap, if it's I found my daughter's favorite jacket. It's pink. It's got unicorns all on it. We saw it in the group. She was like, yeah, I want it. Like, anytime we are looking for something, that's where we go first, because that's what our group does. There's like clothing. I'm that guy. I like clothing. So there's been a lot of clothing orders.
Wow, that's amazing. I'm just thinking about it. This is like the Amazon for our community, right?
Yeah.
Like, go here first before you go to Amazon, before you go to Google. Go log on to Facebook. Go to Black ONJ.
There are so many people who do that. They go to the group first and they look for what they need there. And for everyone out there who's ever posted, and I've gotten people message me like, oh man, my post didn't get any traction. Look, I'm with you. I was looking for a mechanic a while ago. So I'm out in Hunterdon County. So finding a black-owned mechanic didn't really work out for me so well out where I'm at. But I posted it and I got 0 responses. I'm like, hold on, I'm the admin. It should be at the top of your thing. So the Facebook algorithm, sometimes it just doesn't work out for you, and it didn't work out for me that day.
It didn't work out, but it's definitely a good resource, and it keeps you engaged. It keeps want to see like what else people posting about, what's going on now, and it's not only a directory for services and supplies and things of that nature, but it's just like a way to just connect. It's social media, period. So you're going to connect to other people, but just to be able to if you're having a dry spell in your creative endeavors, you could just like patch in and you can get inspired because now you've seen all these entrepreneurs, people who look like you, that sound like you, that move like you. I'm like, wow, they're out here doing it. So you know what? Let me get my grind on because these people out here really pumping out some good stuff here. I need to step my game up a little bit.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful for that. And I tell you, man, to see some of the things that we're doing out there, like, I mean, we run the gamut of, you know, just different type of businesses. It's, you could see anything from a restaurant to, you know, I see app developers, I see just all types of different businesses that some of them I'm like, I didn't even know that existed, and they're out there doing it. It's I haven't been able to really identify an industry that we don't service right now. And I don't think people would have known that without, you know, BONJ being what it is. So, and staying what it is, and, you know, all the members just keeping it that way.
Yeah, this is great. Like one lady on here said, BA Agents just said she do PR representation and marketing. She said this group has changed her business during COVID. So, you know, it's a lot of testimony coming in, even while we're alive. You know, I'm seeing a lot of business owner people I know personally, and, you know, I'm quite sure people who are a part of the group who have definitely benefited off of this. Shout out to Alicia Levette Fashions, a dynamic designer. I see Barbara's on here. I see everything is on here, man. And anybody who I come in contact with who is a part of this group, I hear nothing but positive reviews from the group. So that right there is a testament of its own. You know, when you could log on and somebody could say nothing but good things about the organization that you have created, the group you have created. Do you guys look forward to creating an app for a phone outside of Facebook, an app that we could log into?
Yeah, that's I kind of touched on that before. I didn't want to get too much into it. Part of the drive for the fundraiser was to be able to put something handheld. We want, like, that's the goal. The goal is to have people, like, from the palm of their hand be able to navigate around a community and identify the Black-owned businesses and be able to look up what they want. You know, it has to be easier to operate than what it is, because we want to make sure we're still connecting the consumer to the entrepreneur. So that is something we're looking into. So again, my tech people out there, come on, we need you.
That's right. Them tech people even like get them interns on there, people in college studying this stuff. Like, let's
yeah. If you can code, man, we need you right now. So we're trying to make it so that it's self-sustainable. When the group first started, the goal was to create a free directory. We accomplished that goal. We have a free directory up. Our vision was to not monetize anything because it wasn't about that. Right now, this is a vision. It's not about that. What we've been able to recognize and identify, though, is that, you know, this organization needs to run itself in terms of finances. So we're looking at some avenues to accomplish the building of the app. But again, if anybody else wants to jump in and offer some more volunteer help, we'll definitely take that. So that's the long answer, but the short answer is yes, we do need an app and want an app.
All right. Well, this is great, man. We covered so much, man. Kevin, I really appreciate you for taking your time out. You know, we've been rocking for almost an hour, and you know, those who don't know who you are, now they know. Kevin Stoute, founder of Black-owned NJ, everybody. And don't forget to go on their website and go ahead and chime in and get listed at Black-owned, www.blackownednj.com. Get listed. Tell your friends about the Instagram page. Let's get that going just as great as the Facebook group is going. We definitely go on their website. When you log on their website, sign in, make an account, and go to their shop and purchase them socks, their mug, their tote bag, them shirts.
And get all BONJ'd out, you know. I decided to go with I was going to wear my BONJ shirt, but I said, you know what, this is a nice interview. I need to wear a little button down.
Absolutely. I'm definitely going to go in here and make sure that I purchase the BONJ gear. I think I was looking. Did you have masks on there? Did we have masks?
I don't think we had masks on there. You know what? In the group, we have a lot. At the time that we put the merchandise out, there were a lot of people selling masks, and I didn't want to step on any toes with that. We try, like, it's difficult with the merchandise because we're not trying to take away from what's already in the group. But there's also the spirit of us wanting to get our brand and image out, because all that in turn helps entrepreneurs too. Because if people can recognize Black-owned New Jersey as a place to search, then
Right.
they come there, and it's going to help everyone in the long run.
Absolutely, man. I'm looking forward to the Black-owned NJ expanding, like as you said. If it's Wyoming, if it's I don't care if it's international.
Yeah.
Black-owned Honduras.
Yeah.
Black-owned
We're going everywhere.
Everywhere. I said, oh, man, I wish they had an official Black-owned seal that I could put on my website to say I'm an official member of Black-owned NJ. I can put on my website.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. Right now, though, if you guys don't know, as entrepreneurs, Google actually has something to do that. If you check out Google, and they have a certification process for Black-owned businesses, a little seal that you can put on. So, I mean, take advantage of all these big companies, guys, are out there right now trying to show that they are, down with the Black community and that they're helping. So take advantage of it. A lot of these grants, a lot of these other things that are out, take advantage, because now's the time, and we can use this to, recirculate that dollar around too.
Absolutely. So Kevin, we're not going to hold you. Once again, thank you, and definitely thank your wife for holding you down.
Right.
We couldn't have the ideas, and she helped me put it all together.
No,
so
she puts up with a lot.
Shout out to Mrs. Stoute in the building.
Yeah.
So we will definitely follow up with you. I know there are going to be some great things in the weeks, months, and years coming forth. We look forward to supporting any way we can, and we'll definitely do a follow-up interview later on down the road. But other than that, man, it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure.
Ryan, it was a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me out, man. It's been too long. We got to chop it up outside of the live, and
definitely.
And when we finally get our stuff together for an event, we've identified our host.
All right, let's get it. I'm there.
All right.
There. I appreciate you. God bless you and all your endeavors. God bless Black-owned NJ, and we'll check in with you soon.
All right. Talk to you soon,
Ryan.
Take care, man.
Take care. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the RC9INTERVIEWS Black-owned NJ. The founder, Kevin Stoute, was in the building. Thank you all for tuning in. Don't forget to go to www.blackownednj.com. Please go and support, purchase. Everything they're doing is for our community. Let's support. Let's get behind them and really take this thing to the next level. And if you're not following their Instagram page, please do so and share this interview, which is going to be up in a few moments. And I'll be posting the link, the YouTube link in the group. So anybody who missed out and you want to share it with them, the link will be in the Black-owned NJ group on Facebook. God bless you. Good night.